You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast of Diakonia, a call to service. Diakonia is the Greek word for service. It is also the root word for deacon. My name is Deacon Dave Brunsick, and I serve as the Associate Director for the Office of the Diaconate. I also serve as a deacon at Holy Guardian Angels Parish in Brookfield-LaGrange Park. Deacon Jim Norman is away for this broadcast, but we are joined by Deacon Richard Hudzik, the Director of Ongoing Formation for the Diaconate Office and a longtime friend of this show. Welcome, Richard.
Good day to you, David.
So our show is dedicated to talking about how the call to serve is for all of God's people, not just those who are ordained deacons of the church. Not a show about deacons, but a show by deacons. The idea is to invite our listeners to learn about and consider various aspects of ministry, but also meet people of faith who are devoting their lives to the service of God, His church, and His people. So, Richard, could you please introduce our guest today?
With great delight, we're joined today by Dr. Tom Sullivan, whom I've had the pleasure and honor of meeting. Tom and I are both parishioners at Mary Mother of Divine Grace Parish. It's a mouthful in Westchester. It's a mouthful, but it's a wonderful place. And I've got to meet Dr. Sullivan as a result of our various capacities, but one thing we have in common is we both serve on the parish council. And that's where we got to watch Tom at work, engaging his winsome ways in the crowd. So, Dr. Tom Sullivan, welcome to Diakonia, a call to service.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so we wanted to give away the ending of the show. We invited you on because we wanted to talk with you through your life, examples from your life, about perhaps what the fullness of living the Christian life might be. As Dave said at the outset, we're not the deacons are not claiming that the fullness of the Christian life is found in the diaconate, but rather all of us are baptized Christians, and we wanted to talk to you about your life as a Christian and the things that you've done concretely in this world. And so we've been calling you doctor. You are a doctor of dentistry. Have I got that right?
Yes.
Okay. And where do you practice?
I have the pleasure of practicing about 5 minutes from where I live in Westchester.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now, are you you're a
nice
Chicago
long commute?
Oh yeah, it's good. Even if you're energetic someday, you might even walk it.
Yeah. I've done that.
Okay. Are you a Chicago product? What's your family story?
Yes. My my roots are in the southwest side of Chicago. Grew up in St. Denis Parish. We lived at 84th and Pulaski, and went through St. Denis School until 6th grade, and then we moved to Oak Lawn and to St. Germain Parish, where I finished grammar school, and then went to Brother Rice High School on the southwest side. And so the roots of my parishes are St. Denis and St. Germain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a fellow Southwest Sider, Tom, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a genuine South Sider, Roseland and farther south from there, Homewood and Chicago Heights. So
that's genuine, Rich.
Yes,
That's
thank you.
genuine.
I try to be genuine. College and dental school, where was that?
So after graduating from Brother Rice, I went down to Champaign and did 4 years at U of I, and then was fortunate enough to be accepted at Loyola Dental School, and did my 4 years there, and have been practicing in Westchester since I graduated. So I was very, very blessed to find a suburban community practice, and that's going on 41, 42 years now.
Wow. Right. Now we could have a significant sideshow, or I don't know what the word is, but we could segue into our common bonds about the University of Illinois. So Dave and I are both grads of U of I, so it's a wonderful it's a wonderful place. Law school down there for me as well. So I spent goodly amounts of times. So. Dentist in Westchester, suburban practice, family practice. Is that the general dentistry? Is that an apt?
Yes, I'm a general dentist. We always have. I've always wanted to do a little bit of everything. Didn't really have any thoughts about specializing. Mm-hmm. I'm actually retrospectively glad that I did not.
Yeah.
It's the beautiful part about being a general dentist is that you. Through all these years, I have an extended family of people who I've seen, through the years, and now I'm the dentist for their kids.
Yeah,
and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's good. What's a good day as a dentist in your practice?
A good day as a dentist is, first of all, no one dies.
That's always a plus.
That's a good day.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
I also am very, very blessed to have a partner and a staff that we work very well together. My assistant has been with me it'll be 28 years in January, and that I'd love to boast about that. She's incredible. She knows my next three moves. Our front desk receptionist, Wendy's, been with us for 30 some years. And so there's no revolving door of staff at the office. So a good day is everyone's in sync. We get along. Everyone shows up. That's always good too. If I'm leaving and I've done something to leaving for the day, and I've done something to make somebody smile, that's a good day.
Good. Now, what's the spiritual dimension to your work? Do you see a spiritual dimension to your work?
Very much so. We were taught a little psychology, but most dentists have to wear the white coat a lot also, because people bring their good and their bad to the office, and as I get to know them, I can interact with them about what's going on in their life, and it always has while the anesthesia is working, is a great time to sit and talk with my patient and ask them what's going on in their life. And the highs are highs and the lows are low. But spiritually, was dentistry a calling for me? I don't know how to answer that. I wanted to do something in healthcare, and I didn't know what if it was going to be a brain surgeon or a foot surgeon, and I just kind of stopped here.
Okay.
And but it gave me an opportunity to satisfy all my medical curiosities, but also to have a life, a family life, that I wasn't going to be on call 24/7. Although I've been to the office at interesting hours of the day for emergencies, but that's beside the point. But is it something that I can use my faith or my spirituality to try to just do the next right thing and try to be someone who my patient can come to and trust with whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah, that's good.
Stuff.
So you both feed and are fed in that relationship.
Oh, I'm fed incredibly, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Now I want to turn the corner. You wear many hats in your life. You're also a musician. Strings of Faith. I know. I don't know if there's other musical avenues, but tell us about your involvement in music and your faith.
Well, I took a few guitar lessons when I was in 7th and 8th grade, and bought a first little Epiphone guitar, and I still have it. It's actually hanging on the wall right back there. And have always enjoyed just playing guitar and singing. I've been with a couple different groups. One of my fraternity brothers down at U of I, he and I played together a lot into the wee hours of the morning at different venues and whatnot. But when I would listen to some of the modern masses with guitar at Divine Providence, where we raised our 3 kids, and when we came over to Divine Infant, which of course now is Mary Mother of Divine Grace, but it was still Divine Infant at the time. I had gotten together with Scott Breka, one of the guys who's in the Strings of Faith, and we had and then Janet Reif, who had been was the music director there for years and years, and said it would be a neat idea to get a group together to do a guitar mass, and that was 28, I don't even know how many years ago that was. And so we formed the Strings of Faith, and Scott and myself, a couple guys who are now gone, Dave Schultz, Gary Cassanders, Gary's young son Stephen is with us now, and Dave Gordon, Dave Styler. A few have come and gone, but we've been playing at Mass for all those years, and it's been a incredible ministry.
And I can say, I can just
outside of church, I've been in a couple different groups and whatnot. Now I play occasionally for some of the lounges and bars in the area and stuff, and that's a lot of fun too.
Okay, and I can attest that when the Strings of Faith show up at Mass, it's the Mass is about the Eucharist, but the Strings of Faith assist in that prayer in a powerful way, and it's very much appreciated by the parishioners. So I just let me just say here publicly, thank you and your colleagues in the Strings of Faith for the great assist to the worship, and that's what that's about. So we do want to get to, but I'm seeing the engineer waving at us. We're going to proceed fairly soon to a break, but when we come back from the break, I want to get into talking to you about your medical mission trips and what all's involved with that. So when we come back, we'll pick that up. So stay tuned, and back in a moment.
Baptized like I have been baptized. you able?
For I have come not to be served, but to serve, to give my life, if you wish to be the first you must see, to be a servant, to be a servant of all.
For to sit at my right hand.
Caring adults make all the difference in the lives of adolescents. Catholic Charities understands this, and our mentorship programs provide a free opportunity for young adults to spend time with volunteers who genuinely care about them. This program is ideal for youth aged 9 through 12 who may need support navigating the challenges of childhood and early adolescence. Our amazing volunteers serve as friends who help youth recognize their strengths and empower them to reach their full potential. Catholic Charities conducts a thorough background check on every volunteer, and our program coordinator closely monitors and supports every relationship. Mentoring is a fun after-school program that can help young adults build confidence and enjoy fun activities with their peers, too. To learn more, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-655-7970 in Cook County and 847-782-4224 in Lake County. We're connecting youth with great role models. Join us today.
I feel special. I feel great. I got good grades.
We've seen a huge surge in our kids now meeting or exceeding grade level. Come check us out. You may have never thought we were an option before.
Community is core to Catholic Charities' founding mission. For more than 100 years, we have met people and families where they are, serving anyone in need, regardless of their faith, gender, race, or ethnicity. As our world absorbs the economic, political, and social aftershocks of the pandemic, 50% or more of the 6 million people living in Cook and Lake counties have little or no savings. They are a paycheck away from zero. We are deeply grateful to everyone in the Catholic Charities community who partners with us to alleviate the suffering of the people we serve and offer them a better path forward. We are witnessing a message of mercy and hope to a world very much in need. Learn more at CatholicCharities.net.
He is not for me to give, but for those for whom it has been prepared. It will be given, it will be given.
For I have come not to be served, but to serve, to give my life, if you wish to be the.
Welcome back to Diakonia, a call to service. This is Deacon Dave Brensick from the Office of the Diaconate, joined today by Deacon Richard Hudzik and our special guest, Deacon Tom Sullivan, a dentist.
Actually, he's doctor.
Doctor, I'm sorry, I promoted him.
You promoted him.
Sorry about that, Tom. Dr. Tom Sullivan, who has a practice in
Freudian
Westchester.
slip.
Yeah, there you go. So we're just learning a little bit about Tom and your involvement in the parish. And what we really wanted to talk to you today about is your work with the medical missionaries. And how did that happen? How did you get involved with that?
Well, one of my fraternity brothers down at U of I, who he and I are very, very close for the 4 years and pretty much afterwards. He went to medical school and I went to dental school. I was his best man at his wedding and he was in my wedding. And they had 3 kids and we had 3 kids. And then life happened. And Seth Burrell is his name, Dr. Seth Burrell. He did his medical work down in Savannah, Georgia, while I stayed up here. And we kept in touch, not as much as I would have liked to through the years. But after the Illinois State Dental Society started doing a biannual mission of mercy, my involvement in the State Dental Society was all the way to the presidency back in 2003. Anyway, we started doing these missions of mercy, and good old Facebook, Seth saw a couple of my posts and had called me after I hadn't talked to him for, probably a year plus or more, and said, we've been taking a group down to Honduras, and we're always looking for dentists. Would this be something that you would like to do? And it was always a bucket list on my radar screen to try to do something along those lines. And it was a perfect segue into going. That was almost 12 years ago now. And so each March, end of February, beginning of March, we've gone to La Esperanza, Honduras. It's in the southwest part of the country in the mountains. It's a long story, probably much longer than we have to, but I will share that with you sometime, Rich.
Okay.
Of how we got there, and we have built a dental clinic there, and we spend a week just doing extractions, fillings. We've actually brought some endodontists with us to do root canals, and in the early years it was just extractions, but now we've been able to kick it up a notch and do a busy work week of doing dentistry for these incredible people, it's just been an incredible blessing, to do that.
So is this a poorer area of Honduras?
Yes, very much so. The La Esperanza is home to the Lenca Indians. They're a group that pretty much settled in that part of the country. There's money in Honduras. It's in San Pedro Sula and Tegucigalpa and some of the 2 bigger cities, but it's also a very impoverished place where the majority of these people, all they do is farm, and if they don't do that, they perish. And but it's been interesting over the 12 years how things have, at least in my 12 years. Seth has been going for about 18 years, and to see the changes in this little town has been pretty awesome, to see. But they live on very little, and yet they smile. They're happy. They're extremely devout, and it's been we have almost a little extended family of people in this area who help us each year, and through the wonders of social media, I've been able to keep in touch with some of them and listen to their stories and whatnot, and it's really been life-changing.
In what way?
I look forward to going each year because it's a good cleanse for me. We are so blessed and fortunate to live where we live, and have the things that we have, the freedoms that we have, and whatnot in this country, and to go back to La Esperanza and see these people who who are very much less fortunate than us, is it's just something that reminds me of how blessed I am in my life, to have what I have. My wife of 44 years, Vicky, my 3 kids, grandkids, a dental practice. I want for nothing compared to what these people have. Mm-hmm. And so going there is something that re-energizes me to try to live my Christian faith as much as I can back here, because we get on the plane and we come back home and it's like you're back to normal, but yet I take them with me. I take them back with me, and it's just a good cleansing to realize that we should be so fortunate, that we should be so. We should realize how blessed that we are.
Yeah, just that sense of gratitude.
Yep. Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm sure the week there is exhausting. You're probably going, nonstop. But
it's the best tired you'll ever have.
Right. And I was going to say, and it probably, in the same token, it probably energizes you and energizes your faith as you go back home.
We do. In the group that we've, the group that's evolved, that have gone to Honduras, a few local folks that I've convinced to come, a nurse, retired nurse actually in our parish, Kathy Zanakis. She's been with us for the last, maybe 5+ years or so. I brought my niece and nephew there, who work in healthcare, but it's a tiny little carbon footprint to fix a tooth or two, and help some of the people there. It bonds this team incredibly. We have morning devotions. We talk about what it does to change our life, what we can do when we get back home, to make it more of a faith-based trip, and that's been the blessing of this trip, and it definitely has given me a new lease on life, the way I feel about immigration and people who try to come to the country. I've heard stories of people in La Esperanza who lost their entire life savings trying to get to America just to send money home so their family can survive. Yeah. And there's got to be a way that we can do this better.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And we just have a few seconds left before we have to finish up today. Richard, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in. Is there a way to participate or assist in this work that you're doing in Honduras? Any thoughts on that you could?
We've never had any like fundraising type things here in at least in my area. The church that runs it's run through a church down in Moultrie, Georgia. Heritage Church is the name of it, and Seth and his wife Linda are members of that church. It's non-denominational, Christian based, wonderful people, and some of the nurses and some of the other people who come with us are members of that church also.
Well, maybe we can stick a link in the description of the video that will be up on YouTube. Maybe we can stick a link to Heritage Church. Okay. And that might be a way of connecting it. And like as Dave was saying, I just want to thank you, Tom, so much for sharing the witness of your faith. The show is really about baptism. It's not about Dr. Tom, but it's about baptism.
Right.
And living out as priest, prophet, and king, those 3 baptismal vows to pray for one another, to work for another, and to pass on to others the goodness that's been given to us. And so thank you for living your baptismal promises.
Yes, thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Dave.
God bless.
God bless you guys, too.
See
drink the cup that I must drink? Are you willing? Can you be baptized like I have been baptized?